Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Expedition Adventure. On this week's episode of Expedition Adventure, we're going to head to a place that's got beauty and history. So pull the truck around, Jethro, load Granny and the kids in the back, because we're going to Coker Creek, Tennessee. My name is Josh. Join me, and together we'll explore the places and we'll meet the people that make the South such a great place to live. This is Expedition Adventure. Alright folks, before we head out for this week's episode of Expedition Adventure, I want to give a special thank you to author, cartographer, and fellow explorer Michael Karpovage for sponsoring this week's episode of ExA. He has an excellent book series on lost treasures and Native American legend and lore, plus a line of tourism maps if you're visiting Savannah, Charleston, or New Orleans. Check out his work at karpovagecreative.com. So welcome aboard Michael Karpovage to Expedition Adventure. And Michael Karpovage has given us this book to give away to you folks. This is Map of Thieves. I started reading this book a couple of days ago, and folks, I was enthralled from the very first chapter. And you can also keep it tuned right here to Expedition Adventure, because we are going to give away this book, Map of Thieves by Michael Karpovage. And speaking of giveaways, stay tuned to the very end of this episode to learn if you won Expedition Adventure's very first giveaway. Alright, so without further ado, let's put our brand new adventure hat on and let's go have an adventure. To call Coker Creek a town is to stretch the definition of that word to its breaking point. But what Coker Creek lacks in human population, it makes up for in beauty and history. The area around Coker Creek with its rugged mountains and powerful rivers was hard to settle. But in the 17th and 18th centuries, the Scotch-Irish immigrants were up for the challenge. At first, the flow of these tough Western European settlers was just a trickle. That would all change in 1824 when some sorry SOB yanked a hot gold rock from the ground. The discovery of gold in Coker Creek triggered a chain reaction that started the country's first gold rush. Only one thing stood in between the white man and a fortune of natural wealth. That was the original inhabitants of Coker Creek. The Cherokee have been calling Coker Creek home for countless generations, and they didn't take too kindly to these blue-eyed, pale-faced newcomers. Greed always wins, and in 1838, the Cherokee were pulled from their native lands and set on the Trail of Tears to Oklahoma. Now, nothing could stop these starry-eyed settlers from melting down every shiny rock and ripping up every large tree. Mother Nature has a sense of irony. So in 1849, the same golden cancer that afflicted Coker Creek was found in California. Word of California's gold rush spread like wildfire, blowing the soggy prospectors out west. Since then, Coker Creek's been left to its own devices until it was incorporated into the Cherokee National Forest. Now, there's not a whole lot of prospecting going on today. You're a lot more likely to run into a tourist with a camera like myself than you are to an old grizzly prospector looking for gold in these here hills. If a trail with social distancing is your thing, you're going to want to come to Coker Creek on a Sunday or maybe some day during the week. Because even though Coker Creek is kind of isolated, there always seems to be someone on the trail enjoying the falls. Even though there is no quick way to Coker Creek, the drive is amazing. a good sign when you can hear the falls from the trailhead. Coker Creek runs right by the trailhead. I remember when the kids were little, we used to load them up in the back of the truck and let them swim at Coker Creek and enjoy a campfire. The beginning of the waterfalls is a short hike from the trailhead. Believe me, you will not miss it. Well, it appears I'm not the only one out here enjoying the sun. I'm gonna leave these little fellas alone. Though they're not venomous, I'd rather just keep my distance. All right, so here's the problem. The falls is down there. We are up here. And I'm thinking that right there would make an awesome shot looking up towards the falls. But how am I going to get there? I'm not too sure. Oh well, planning is for dullards. Let's go. As I leave the trail, I'm making my way down through the creek. I'm going through bushes and sticker briars. I really want to get a nice good shot at the creek, but I do something pretty stupid. I'm not watching where I'm going, so I put my right leg on a slick rock. My leg comes out from under me and I land hard on my left knee. Ooh, that's gonna leave a mark. Where'd my GoPro go? At this point, I don't realize how bad it is. The swelling hasn't really kicked in yet. It's gonna be cold. Now would be a good time to dry off and get a little bit of something to eat. As I start eating, I'm thinking to myself, you know what, it could have been a whole lot worse. I only fell down about 3 feet. I did land hard on my left knee, but I could have broken my ankle or my leg or been immobilized in some other way. I'm off the trail. I'm down in a gorge next to the creek. How long would it have been until someone found me if I couldn't get out of here by myself? It's time to pack up and try to find my way out of the gorge. I can't go back the way I came because my knee at this point is starting to swell and throb. I banged up my knee a little more than I thought. I can't go back the way I came. I didn't even really go that way. I kind of fell down. So
Gonna have to find another way out of this gorge.
The pain in my knee is making me second guess even the simplest actions, and that can be dangerous. It's a painful hike back onto the trail. I have to make a decision, either keep going or turn around and go back. So I'll make the decision to keep going and limp along and try to make the end of the trail. This is just the first of what I'm gonna find to be multiple places on the trail that are washed out.
I think that does it for me. I was wanting to walk the entirety of the trail. It's not that hard of a trail, but as you can see, the trail's been washed out many different places. My knee is absolutely just throbbing. And if I'm gonna get past this washout, I'm gonna have to bushwhack. I really don't feel like bushwhacking when these little snakes, these little guys are freaking everywhere apparently. I did not know that there was a snake convention in town. So I'm gonna limp my way back to the truck and we'll finish up there. All right, folks, that's going to do it for this week's episode of Expedition Adventure. I hope you had a great time learning about and exploring the Coker Creek area. I hope you liked the beautiful Coker Creek Falls. We had to cut the hike a little bit short. I did fall and bang my knee up a little more than what I thought. So I'm going to go home and I'm going to put this sucker on ice. But hey, before I go and put my knee on ice, we got to announce the winner of ExA's very first prize pack. And the winner of ExA's very first prize pack is, honestly, I don't know yet because we haven't done it. So future Josh, who won Expedition Adventure's very first prize pack?
Congratulations, longtime viewer of Talking Whiskey and Expedition Adventure, Melanie and Dave Glover of Alabama.
All right, well, hey, congratulations. And folks, if you did not win, just keep on watching Expedition Adventure because we've got 2 more prize packs we're going to give away this year. So if you like what you saw, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see more, smash the subscribe button, and all the comments in the comment section below are greatly appreciated. You can find us on Twitter, you can find us on YouTube, but nobody watches us on YouTube, so you're probably not watching this on YouTube. And you can find us on Facebook, folks. So until next week, peace.